Hello, 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 and welcome. So, today I'll be just hitting on a couple of things that are in the energy. And I will start with something that I think is a big theme during this time, not just among the collective, but among my spiritual investment clients. So hey to all of you, and thank you for um, who you are, what you give, and you know, all of that. Sending you love. And then cleanse real quick. Angel Michael, please attack to me. Holy Spirit. So, a life has an ebb and flow to it. There are seasons when everything seems to move effortlessly, and there are seasons when we feel like we're being pulled back or pulled from every direction. We're waiting, we're wondering, and searching and searching and searching. What if the ebb and flow of life is also an invitation to trust God? Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And in a world full of different voices, different paths, different belief systems, the idea behind what Jesus is calling, saying, sharing is that the answers aren't simply found in going with the flow. It's found in knowing who to follow or who we are following, what we are following, what are our intentions, what are our belief systems, right? So what does that look like? It's different for everybody, you know. So wherever you are in your journey right now, whether you're in a season of movement or a season of feeling like nothing is moving or you're just waiting, let's take a moment to look at what God might be teaching you through the ebb and flow of life. So, I was thinking about this the other day and I was just wondering, like, at first I was thinking it's patterns. But then I did have kind of like this vision of the yin and the yang. And then I kind of started looking into that. And so then I was like really looking at the fact that what I realized is that yin and yang is not light or dark. So what I learned was yin and yang was the expansion and the flow. Um, so it's kind of like think about a hill and the sun's on top of that hill. And on one side of the hill, the sun is shining. On the other side, the sun is not. But it's still the same hill. It's still the sun. The sun is still there. It's just shining on one part, and the other part is not. But the other part will get its turn because that's just the way it is. We know that the sun will shine in the morning, whatever the morning is to you. And in different parts of the world, it is going to be morning. At a certain time, it's going to be night, midday, all of that. So if we know this by the movement of the sun, which God gave us in a sense for the ebb and flow of life, for direction, um, then we know that eventually the sun is going to come out. The sun is going to shine on our side. And so yin yang is a symbol of the expansion of who we are. And we know the sun is eventually going to come out. Therefore, we have the faith. If we have faith, is faith really something that's blind? You can say yes or no in the comments. We can have a discussion about it in the next video. But when we think of, okay, I have to pay this bill, right? You know your bill is due on a certain day, and you we have to prepare for that bill. Um, most of us know how much our light bill is going to be and how much our gas bill is going to be, how much our rent, mortgage, whatever, right? So we have to make decisions based upon whatever it is that we have coming in, whatever that flow is, because we know. And sometimes we have unpredictable things that happen that we have to, push our ebb and flow, our money into something else. But if we do that, we know that there's going to be a time of, scarcity. And so if we have that time of scarcity, then we're just going to have to go with the flow of that scarcity, right? So it's like you have to choose how you're going to go through this ebb and flow. You're going to have to choose how you take on what you know is already going to happen, because the sun will come out tomorrow, right? No matter what is going on. So look at it as, what is the lesson in between? A lot of people are talking about the in between the eclipses, and the in between of this and the in between of that. I think it's kind of like nurturing yourself in a way where you're like, I know this is going to be tough. I'm going to push through it, and God's going to bring me through it. If God brought you to it, God's going to bring you through it. And so you have to trust that. Okay. And I think it's about the perspective and about the peace. But another thing is, yin and yang really is kind of there. If you look at the black and the white and the little dots that are in it, everything flows into each other, right? If that's the case, then that means it'll be our turn when it's supposed to be our turn. Um, and it's kind of too like the infinity symbol. It goes up and down, goes up and down, like, it goes like, it's the ebb and flow. You're going to have, you know, low times, you're going to have high times, but don't expect yourself to always have success. Don't expect yourself to always, I should say, society dubbed success. You are successful because you keep having faith. You are successful because you believe in a higher power. You believe in what's coming next. You believe that you have a bigger purpose beyond your circumstance in this moment. And there's going to be downtime. If you feel like you need to lay down, you have to lay down. If you feel like you need a break or day off and you're able to do it, then just do it. If you're not, just keep going, but give your mind a break, give your heart a break. That doesn't mean that you don't push forward. That doesn't mean that, you don't keep following God's, little spark in your life that's taking you to the next step. It's just go with the ebb and flow. If the sun is not out, then you look at that lesson and see, what should I be working on in meditation and in prayer? What should I be working on in my journal? What should I have been working on at home? Am I spending enough time having conversations with people, with my children, with other people's children? Can I go volunteer? Can I go do something for somebody else? And so then, before you know it, the sun is back out for you. And you may even find the sun in places that you never thought that the sun would be. So, just think about that and pray about that, meditate about that, discern that. And let's see what we have coming. Because the revolution, definitely the reckoning in your own life, the reckoning externally to you. Scorpio energy for me is about institutions. So, the camera's shaking. I don't know if you guys can see that. Um, we have the energy of Pisces, obviously that moon, that lunar. lunar eclipse on the 28th. I know I keep messing with my hair, but it's because I tried this new oil. Anyway, um, so distracted. The desire of pushing through and you believing in yourself. That's what's coming. But in between now until then, what are you doing? If you're doing nothing and that's what you're supposed to be doing, then that's what you're supposed to do. Stop looking at what other people are doing. Stop wondering, well, X, Y, and Z. People have a Facebook life, an Instagram life that's not as you think their life is. There is a lot of people suffering in silence during this time. There's a lot of children that are taking their lives, that are being murdered by their parents, but that are murdering their parents. Look at that from the perspective of this is one of the things you could be doing. We should be trying to help the vibration of the entire earth when we see earthquakes, when we see tornadoes, when we see hurricanes, when we see heat where there's not supposed to be that much heat. We should be thinking about the state of our communities from the spiritual perspective. What is the earth trying to tell us? What is God trying to tell us? What is it that we should be doing? At the very least, we should be praying because that is a sign of spiritual warfare. That is a sign of a massive change. That is a sign of the revolution. And the invocation of your personal power, your mission, your belief. I believe. Desire, your fire element, the fire within you, the force. We've talked about this. The reckoning. It's coming. You guys can feel it. You that is what's kind of like churning inside of you. You're like, I don't know, but I feel this thing. I don't know what this thing is. What's hidden? What's hidden in your soul? I don't know if that's working good, but I feel like the focus. There we go. And that's the number 2. Remember, healing is side by side with doing. It's side by side with accumulation of other pain. So healing is more a step of transformation of I'm going to take this pain and I'm going to churn it into fuel and I'm going to do something with this energy. It's the transmutation. It's the antenna to what you will be doing for your community, within your communities, within your careers, within your next job. Even if you are not like, you could be any job. It doesn't have to be like, oh, well, you could be thinking, well, what career? I don't have a career. Um, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. You do. You do. You definitely do. Life's purpose is here. And you just have to go and step into that transformation. If you want to know what transformation is, see for yourself, discern for yourself what that means in your own life. Look for those themes in your life. What is the last message here? There's a message of stability. It's a time of stability and chaos. Let's see. We have fire, desire, life debt, being paid, right? So God setting your table, right? and it means watching but not being able to join, vice versa. You're watching, you're not being able to join, and we have blessings. Blessings, we have water energy, circle of life, tree of life, and some of you will escape. Some of you are escaping. Some of you are really thinking about not moving forward or feeling stuck. But you're not stuck. You're not stuck. All your sacrifices are here. And remember, the emotions during this time, especially since about 4 days before the new moon, your emotions are going to make you feel a certain way that it's not. So that's a part of your transformation is you kind of discerning what that really means for you because it's not going to match your soul's yearning to move to the next step. Maybe you're feeling like, oh, things are not going the way that I want them to go, but it's just the separation of your purpose and your debts. And then it's up to you to put those things together to make sense of those things. Um, it's like the intention behind certain things. For example, I would equate it to something that I learned about just through, um, my journey. So, alchemy is an important part of understanding the whole picture or how you get from one understanding to another understanding, like how you take the pain and turn it into fuel for your life's purpose, for God's mission. Is we'll take the elixirs that I make, right? So, water, and I'm thirsty, but I happen to have it here for that, but that's good. So, hold on a second. So, water, um, you can look this up, but I can't remember the doctor's name, but can water holds energy. If you were to put rock and roll next to this water, freeze it, or whatever you want to do. You set the intention. You can set the intention for water. So that's a form of alchemy. So I take the water, I put it in my elixir. It has water. It has other properties in it are intentional. We have rose petals. We have mandarin peels that have been, slowly um, soaked and with love and with care. And with great intention. We have cinnamon for abundance. We have varying properties put together in water. And my husband and I pray over it and also just leave it open to intention with um, the blood of Christ. And, it's different for different people and different intentions for individual people. But the base of it is water, and water absorbs intention. And so the elixir is not, in a sense, magical. What's magical or what's miraculous is the intention behind the creation of it. And when you have that intention of doing something, of getting something done, and then you have that faith, well, you have lead into gold, you have alchemy, you have an elixir. This helps with anxiety, with bringing peace, with awakening. Whatever the person needs, the elixir is going to do it. Even the intention of the color purple. For me, my intention, it's about having that divine connection and making sure of that. And so I will put it in different colors or, it just depends. I have so many elixirs for myself because at the end of the day, that's how I stay on track. Also, it really does bring me peace and keeps my anxiety down. So But at the end of it, it's about the intention, is what I believe. It's the water, it's the proponents, the love, the care that you put into something. Um, and we'll give another worldly example. When I even choose a cleanser, and I don't want to advertise or anything, so I'm not going to tell you what, um, cleanser, moisturizer. This is a moisturizer. But even when I choose one, I do choose it depending on ingredients, but that's not going to be everything. I'm going to choose it with my discernment. There's something about this, hydrating. Um, I don't want to call it lotion because it's honey milk. It's milky. So I have to feel something about this. And so my discernment, whenever I choose something, not only do I choose it on ingredients, I choose it based upon my discernment, how I feel about even the packaging, the bottle, um, anything that's on it, the color. You know, it's not about the advertisement, it's about the energy. Okay. I can feel the energy emanating off of this. Okay. And so that is what we're talking about when we're talking about the ebb and flow. If you're feeling that the energy is a certain way, you can transmute that energy. You can take those lead, negative thoughts, lead, and turn it into gold. You ask the Most High God, you pray, you do what it is that you do, because everybody has different ways of dealing with certain things. So just go with the ebb and flow. Know that your way is in cooperation with the Most High God, is your way. However it is that you figure it out, however it is that you transmute it. But just have faith and believe that you don't have to hold yourself to what society expects of you, or through what your friends are doing, or what other people are doing, or whatever accomplishments that you think you were supposed to accomplish in this moment in time. Because remember, it's about divine timing and what the Most High God is giving us in the moments that we need, through that ebb and flow, the yin, the yang, the sun, the moon, anything that can keep you on track, as long as you know that the overarching creator has given you those tools and given you those things. It doesn't matter how you get there, as long as you're not stepping on someone else to get what it is that you think you deserve. It's better to wait, discern, and remember, you are loved. All glory and honor are to God, and it is my pleasure and my privilege to be here just giving you a message. I hope I helped heal at least one person in the world today, and I hope it was you. Thanks for watching. Bye.